Hi, welcome to the Poppy Payoff Path. I'm your host, Teresa Street. It's been an exciting week. I went to John Acuff's Remarkable You event and I got reconnected with so many familiar faces from his mindset coaching community. On this episode, I want to talk a little bit about where I am right now. This is episode 14. And I've practiced a lot of different things, different cameras, different microphones, different setting. And I think I finally have the colors and the lighting that I like. And I like this setup as far as the camera and the microphone go. So I think we'll stick with this. What else? I started out doing 2 episodes a week. It was going to be one longer episode and then a shorter weekend wallet warm up. But I think I'm going to, instead of doing that weekend episode, it'll just be probably a short or getting more active with doing regular posts on YouTube and social media. I've been doing pretty good, and I also post on LinkedIn, so I've been doing pretty good, but I want to be a little bit more consistent with that. And the longer planning for the episodes is just a little bit much for this little podcast. So we're going to take a step back on that and go for quality over quantity. Which this week, I basically wrote the episode before I started recording. No, that's a lie. I did write it yesterday. And I just typed it in to my teleprompter. So there was a little bit of pre-planning. I got there somewhat. So let's see. Last weekend, not this past weekend, but last weekend, the end of April, I went to John Acuff's Remarkable You live event in Franklin, Tennessee. And I got to reconnect with a bunch of familiar faces from the group that we're in together, his mindset coaching and community. If you have those people in your circle that inspire you, that drive you forward, they're the people that throw fuel on your goals and not water. They're the ones that encourage you and drive you forward, even when you might be timid yourself. Just imagine a room full of 300 plus of those kind of people. It was amazing. And all of the keynotes that John did were phenomenal. He gave us time to talk to our neighbor and kind of flesh out our ideas and process in the middle. So if you've ever been to an event like that, a lot of times you might come away, or I do, you might be different. You might come away feeling like your brain is just full and you just need to take a day or two to process it. But it wasn't like that this time. I came away with actions and I could immediately make a different business plan than I had been using previous. You know what? Not different, but just more defined. And it's really helping me to focus on what's most important with the activities that I do. And it's making me aware of my little my snags and my pitfalls where I tend to get stuck. I'm a hustler. I like to do things. I've probably said that before. But it's hard for me to stop and review. But I do get stuck in the planning stage. When you have a project that you're working on, there's the planning stage before you get into it. And I do get stuck in that because I want it to be perfect. And I can stop there. That's enough, right? Speaking of which, I've told you about my tool notebooks before. This is my new tool planner that I got today. And I'm so excited because I use one of these, the smaller version, for my work activities and for our podcast and whatever other business we have going on. Honestly, probably some of my home activities and organization will go in here too, just to have it all in one place. But I'm a person that needs to see things laid out in paper form to be able to organize it a little bit better in my mind. Too much technology. I love technology. I love all the apps. But for me to have a quiet mind and the ability to move forward, I do better with a paper planner. So I want to show you this one a little bit. The first part of it has like these cute little stickers in it. I've never been one to use stickers, but who knows, maybe I'll grab some of these out. There's a reminder stickers, get it done, priority, don't forget. There's workout stickers. Trying to get to the first page here. There's a section in the front that is special dates for the year. First it has the year in review, which this is, 26, 27, 28. And then there's a year in the review that has special dates you can write for each month. And I'll probably put planning things there because special dates as far as going on, trips and birthdays and stuff like that goes in the calendar in the phone, in my shared calendar. So here is May. There's a big section for big goals, and then there's your to-do list and emails to send on this side. I don't have emails to send, so I'll probably use that for something else. And then in the middle of this is the calendar month at a glance, and it fills up both pages. So the blocks are good size. And then it has a column here for your to-do list for the month, which is really helpful. And then it's got a notes page. I don't know why I can't get it together with which way the camera is. It's got a note page, and then I got some graphing paper to put in here because I'm a scientist. So scientists use graphing paper, and I'm sure other people do too. I'm just telling you that notebook paper does not quite get the organization to how I want it to be. So you've seen it. I'm going to try to remember. Hold on just a second. Okay. So This is my work notebook. You can tell it's a lot smaller. See? It's just the 5x8 size, which is plenty big for me for work. I can't show you what I've really written out for work, but I can show you some. Let me find a blank page. The front of this one has undated calendar blocks, and what I do is we have projects that we work on, and they have event numbers. So I will write the event number on the calendar block because I don't use this for a calendar. And that will give me a quick at a glance look at what projects are open. And then I have another section. This is the first section of the notebook where I list down what the project numbers are and then give the specific details about each project. Just quick little notes, who the project is associated with, what stage it's in, what is the next step, things like that. And that also helps me to stay organized. And then we have a couple of different types of projects. So I have another section in the notebook for another type of project. It's the same thing. It's just listed by project number and then details and what's needed. So if I need to discuss these projects, I can at a glance discuss them now, where I was trying to keep up a couple of different spreadsheets, and we have a main tracker, and then I was trying to keep up with another PowerPoint because I use that usually at the end of the month or quarter to do metrics calculations and reports, but it was just too hard to keep up, and I wasn't getting the value out of it. I couldn't look at it and know the details I needed to know. So that is another reason I switched to this new system. And I have another section for ideas for improvement. Whatever job you're in, whatever business you're in, it can be at home. There's always ideas for improvement, and they're not on the daily to-do list. This is things that you have this quick idea and you want to do it, but it's kind of out there a little bit. It's not, right in your wheelhouse at the moment. And then, let's see, those. Oh, and then random, I have a section for just random notes that I need to decide where to put. And I just noticed one that I forgot about today, which is not a big deal, but I just need to get it into the workflow. So yeah, that is my planning situation. That's my planning situation for home and work. And I think that I've heard a long time ago that whatever organizational system you use at home or at work, they should be equal. You should not be a different person at home and at work. It will be so much better for you if you use the same systems. And I've just never done that before because honestly, I've never had a system that actually worked before. So hopefully, especially since I went to the store and bought this new planner today, It better work because I've been using the other one for a little while. So that's that for the planners. It's really been an exciting week. I went to John Acuff's Remarkable You live event, and I got to reconnect with so many familiar faces from his mindset coaching community. I mentioned that. Being in a room full of people who are all working towards something meaningful, business goals, health goals, financial goals, it was energizing. And of course, I'm a goal nerd, so I have several of my own goals: paying off debt and becoming financially free, getting more fit, keeping my home decluttered, and yes, writing a book. Did you know that 85% of people say they want to write a book and only 1% do? Why is that? Because not everyone finds their way to the finish line. Support is great, community is great, but the direction for your life has to come from inside you. I've always known I needed to write my story. Man. I've always known I've needed to write my story, but I didn't know how. The first time I tried, it came out like a strict biography, flat, factual, and honestly boring. Just a list of life events: parents divorced, mom died, lived with my aunt, lived in a children's home, college first, marriage, divorce, mistakes, wrong turns, a comfortable career that kept me stuck until a plant shut down, forced me into the world of personal growth. That's when I joined Toastmasters to practice speaking and leadership. I helped open 2 chapters. I went through John Maxwell's leadership course. I read every growth and mindset book I could get my hands on. Even on vacation in the Dominican Republic, I was reading nonfiction until my husband looked at me and said, "You're on vacation. That's what you choose to read?" I promise you, those are not the words he said. I tried reading more fiction after that, but the truth is, I love learning. I love mindset work. It's where I naturally go. During one of his keynotes, John mentioned The War of Art by Steven Pressfield, a book I've heard recommended more times than I can count. I finally picked it up a couple of days ago, and honestly, I want to send him a thank you note. It feels like this book was written for me. It feels like this book found me at exactly the right moment. 2 lines hit me hard. I want to get this right. Most of us have 2 lives: the life we live and the unlived life within us. Between the 2 stands resistance. Resistance is the enemy within. It's perfection, it's fear, it's every excuse we've ever used to stay stuck. I say I'm brave, and I am, but I'm someone who can freeze when fear shows up. I've avoided this book for years, and the truth is I probably have 5 half-written, they're not half-written, started book. I've written a lot, but I've only started them and they're just sitting in the files all over the place. This one feels like the first one that needs to be written. This is the book that will take me from normal to remarkable. And the same is true for you. You're already remarkable. I'm remarkable. Just for even thinking about the things that I think of or not. We're each unique and remarkable in our own right. So let me ask you this. What are you holding back? What experience do you have that the world needs? What have you learned that someone else is waiting to hear? The things I've lived through, the hard parts, the messy parts, they've convinced me that keeping my story hidden doesn't help anyone. We all struggle. But not everyone makes it through the middle. And the middle part is the hardest. The beginning is exciting. The end is satisfying. But the middle, that's where people get stuck. That's where the stops and starts happen. That's where resistance lives. And that's where we're going today. We're going through the middle. So I would love to hear from you. Comment, send me an email, however you choose to get in touch with me, or talk to a special friend that you have about where you're stuck. What is the goal that you're hiding from? Thanks for spending this time with me today. If you're somewhere in the middle of your own story, the messy part, the stuck part, the part where resistance feels louder than progress, I hope this reminded you that you're not alone. Your story matters, your goals matter, and the world needs what you can bring. Until next time, keep taking the small steps on your own payoff path. You're closer than you think.